Major announcement.
We are tracking showers and thunderstorms heading into the weekend and maybe even some tonight. We'll break it all down coming up.
And the war in Ukraine throws another hurdle at Germany's Oktoberfest celebration.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, tickets are on sale now for Garth Brooks' show coming up in Branson. And because of early demand, the country music star has added 2 more shows. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes. Garth Brooks will be performing at Big Cedar Lodge's new Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. And there are now 3 shows, Friday, September 30th and Saturday, October 1st, both at 7 p.m. and also Sunday, October 2nd at 3 p.m. As the pandemic fades, concerts are back. Unfortunately, it's just another way for crooks to steal your money. Ashley Reynolds has tips on how to snag your tickets without getting scammed.
Double check. Make sure you're on the correct website.
When consumers are typing in their search bar, Garth Brooks tickets, what may pop up is what looks to be Ticketmaster. And when they click on the link, it may look like a legitimate website. However, we're realizing that scammers are using that as an imposter's website. It's actually a scam website. So that's what consumers really need to be careful with. Make sure you're really looking at that URL. What scammers love to do is they either like to add a letter or take out a letter. So at a quick glance, it looks like Ticketmaster.
There's an 8-ticket limit per purchase. Tickets cost $98.95.
I am clueless why scalping has remained legal forever. If they get rid of it, they get rid of all these things like dynamic pricing. They could get rid of everything. And then it would get back to the artist, and the people that allow that person to be an artist get to see each other at reasonable prices, get to spend the night together, and everything would be great. So I think the only thing I can suggest, I like capital punishment, actually, for scalping. I don't think it's too severe. And I think if you get a couple of those done, then I think the message will get around.
Well, here are some more tips in case you have friends in low places. Always use a credit card for the protections and understand the refund policy. If you're buying secondhand, like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, be wary of super cheap or below market prices. That's a red flag. They're not real. People with tickets for big headliners usually want what they paid for them, and you can ask to see the official purchase email to ensure you're getting the real deal. Well, Joplin's historical Cox Cemetery is getting a makeover. Local volunteers are pulling weeds and uncovering forgotten graves. The state of Missouri does not oversee the upkeep of cemeteries, so one Joplin local made it her mission to give the Cox Cemetery a new life. Volunteers say they're planning to keep Cox Cemetery alive and beautiful.
We don't know what regular maintenance will look like. We'd like to get it cleaned up enough this fall that it can winter, and then we can start again strong in the spring.
To get involved with cleaning up local cemeteries, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Well, rain is on the way. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at the forecast.
It certainly is on the way, and it may even make a surprise appearance this evening. We're going to talk about that in full weather. So it's all associated with this big storm system that's going to be bringing us rain and showers and thunderstorms, all of that coming into the next few days. Right now, though, the only thing we're dealing with is it's warming up, and it's doing so quite nicely. 88 in Joplin and in Pittsburgh, 91 Parsons, 93 Chanute, 91 in the Yates Center. So a warm start to the day. And we have a pinch of a heat index to deal with. As you can see, in fact, look, Yates Center is actually a degree cooler. That's been the one nice thing, is humidity levels have been fairly low ahead of this storm system so far. So heat index values haven't been a significant issue for us. Now, as we go through the rest of the night, it's not going to cool off quickly. We're looking at 92 at 6, 85 by 8, 80 at 10 o'clock, 77 at midnight, because tonight is not going to be as cold as we've seen. I say cold, it's been cold for August. We're looking at overnight lows in the mid to even upper 60s. So we got 67 Yates Center and Chanute, Parsons, Pittsburgh, Joplin, lots of 67s on the board. 66 in Nevada and Lamar, and 65 in Mount Vernon. We're going to take a look at the Friday night football forecast as well as our rain chances here in just a few minutes.
All right. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be out watching football tonight, so they'll want to know what's happening.
Yep, you're going to have to stay tuned to find out what might happen.
All right. We'll be doing that. Thanks, Chris. Well, the world's biggest beer party is back for the first time since the pandemic canceled it 2 years ago. But brewers preparing for Oktoberfest say now something else is trying to spoil the fun. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
A little bit of music and a lot of beer makes for a pretty great party. And Oktoberfest in Germany, well, that's legendary. Where carrying beer is an art form, and men dress in lederhosen and women in dirndls. With pandemic restrictions now kaput, folks can once again say Prost. That's cheers in German. But if it's not one thing, it's another. This brewery manager says dark clouds are gathering over the beer industry. We have a looming energy crisis and gas shortage. Beer makers blame the war in Ukraine for hiking the cost of all the ingredients for a good time. Energy prices have shot up more than 400% at Velton's brewery, which makes more than 500,000 gallons of beer a day. He says returnable glass bottles have gone up 80% since April, and malt has doubled in price to historic heights. That could leave a bitter taste for beer drinkers because that increase will be passed on. The cost of a 2-pint mug of beer will go up 15%. That's about $2. But after a few steins, they might not notice or even care.
Just drink it!
Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Oktoberfest takes place in Munich, Germany from September 17th to October 3rd. But the festival is celebrated in cities around the world. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Next on KOAM News at noon, NASA taps a citizen scientist to enhance its images from space. And later, we're making pull-apart coffee cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. NASA is just days away from starting a new journey to the moon. Its giant new rocket is on the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center, ready for a Monday morning liftoff. Artemis 1 mission will send the unpiloted capsule into the lunar orbit for a test run. And if all goes well, astronauts could be on the moon's surface by 2025. The first lunar landing in half a century. Well, a California mom's hobby of touching up space images is getting a lot of attention. As Adrienne Moore reports, NASA recently released some mind-blowing images of Jupiter that she processed.
You have to look outward in order to put yourself in the perspective.
Judy Schmidt is a parent who doubles as a planetary prodigy.
I've been doing this for a while now, but this is the first time NASA picked it up.
And this is what she's talking about. Work so out of this world that when it came time to release new images of Jupiter from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, the agency tapped into Judy's celestial service.
Every picture is a puzzle, and I think that's another thing I enjoy, because I enjoy puzzles a lot.
But these puzzles aren't put together with some fancy software. The 39-year-old mostly sticks to Photoshop on her PC, taking NASA's infrared images and transferring them into visible light by sharpening and refining them with color.
It's just like, say, an X-ray. You know what an X-ray is, even though you cannot see X-ray light with your eyes, you know that it is able to take a picture of your skeleton. It's kind of like that, except, there's radio waves, microwaves, gamma rays.
And this is no full-time gig. It's just a hobby for the Modesto mom, who prefers to gravitate toward activities with her 18-month-old son and husband, who aren't always awestruck about her space snapshots.
Just the other night, he was looking at my computer screen. He's like, I don't know what you do.
A star is born in the world of citizen science, now making this modest mother a household name.
I'm just glad to be able to make something that people can enjoy.
That is pretty cool. Well, still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Hey, I've got something for you to add to your to-do list this weekend. Now, before you go rolling your eyes, let me assure you, it's something I know you're gonna love.
But first, Chris Warner returns with your complete forecast.
All right, we got a lot of weather to talk about, so we are going to jump right into this forecast. Right now, Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear, but that is going to change. We are watching our next weather maker out to our northwest, which will be coming in here and bringing us some shower and thunderstorm activity. We have some of our first Friday night football games tonight, and I know everybody's kind of curious about that, so we're going to talk about what you can expect this evening. We are still watching the increasing clouds today, and then those isolated thunderstorm chances that we'll talk about. Got some scattered storms possible on Saturday, and then better chances by this Sunday and into next week. So here's what we are taking a look at. This is the short-term forecast. This is about 2:30. Got the increasing clouds, an isolated shower or two on the southwest Missouri side, and you see how these random storms just kind of pop up around the area. This is 5 o'clock tonight. They don't do anything on temperatures, but look here. Now, again, this is the computer's best guess. That's not to say that that storm right there will happen at this time, but it's telling us that scattered, isolated storms are possible this evening as we head into the football games. Now, it will clear out, but unfortunately, we do have that chance for a scattered storm or two. So right now, the biggest issue, of course, cloud interference. It's going to be mostly cloudy tonight. Now, when kickoff happens around 7 o'clock, it'll be 90 degrees with an isolated storm or two, and maybe an isolated storm or two holding on till halftime, and it's going to be 82 degrees. Otherwise, cloudy skies, so most of us are going to remain dry, but there is that chance for that stray storm or two, so definitely keep an eye to the sky. Play it safe. If you see lightning, when thunder roars, head indoors. That's what they say, and there's a reason they say that. Right now, at 7th and Range Line, some of those increasing clouds, 88 degrees right now with a light west breeze in Joplin. Only feels like 89. Temperatures across the area. Further west, you're a little bit warmer. 92 Sedan, 91 in Neodesha and Yates Center, 93 in Chanute as the warm spot right now, 88 in Carthage, 86 Neosho, and 84 in Anderson. And as I mentioned, those feels like temperatures for the most part are only a degree or two above what the actual temperature is, which is a good thing. Humidity levels have been low, but of course they're going to pick up as we head into the next few days. Going through the rest of the night, temperatures slow to drop off. Back into the mid-70s by midnight with overnight lows getting into the mid to upper 60s across the area. And then we have those chances. So isolated to widely scattered storms possible Saturday, and then better chances as we head into Sunday. 98 Saturday, 96 Sunday, staying hot through the weekend. So this is now Sunday at 5 a.m. We watch the storm system. Look at all of this overnight Sunday into Monday. Widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. We get a little bit of a break to get hot for Monday afternoon, and then by late Monday night and into Tuesday morning, here comes another round of showers and thunderstorms across the area. And believe it or not, they actually kind of stick with us for a little bit, which you'll see here on the 7-day forecast. So we get the rain Sunday, we get more rain Monday, and then we have scattered storm chances all the way through the end of the week. The nice thing, though, is they help keep the temperatures down. So we get through a few hot days, and then the temperatures start to look pretty decent. They look a little bit better as we head into next week. Lower 90s and even some upper 80s, and overnight lows hovering right around 70 degrees. So some much-needed rain, scattered chances. Our best chances for good rain is going to be Sunday, Monday, and then into early Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of chances for rain in that forecast, that's for sure.
Yeah, and again, it's much-needed rain. And then like I said, for tonight, isolated storms. So don't cancel your football plans or anything. Just be wary that you may get caught in a stray shower or two out there, but most of us are going to stay dry tonight.
Bring something to sit on. There you go.
Keep
yourself dry.
And maybe keep an umbrella handy just in case.
All right, thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Private First Class Gottlob Leher in the U.S. Army. The soldier from Walker, Missouri, joined the 149th Infantry Brigade in 1943. He earned 3 Bronze Stars and a D-Day Invasion Medal. To Private Gottlob Leher, we thank you, our four-state hero. When you live on the go, shortcuts in the kitchen are a must. And today Howard shows us how to make pull-apart coffee cake without the old-fashioned work in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
No matter how long your to-do list is this weekend, do yourself a favor and start your day off with a homemade coffee cake, hot from the oven. And if you're thinking, there's no way I'll have time for that, just wait until you see how easy it comes together. We start with one of my favorite supermarket shortcuts, a package of refrigerated buttermilk biscuits. We cut each biscuit into 6 pieces. After placing them in a bowl, we generously coat them with melted butter. Easy enough so far. Now for the wow factor. In a bowl, we combine some brown sugar, chocolate chips, chopped walnuts, and a bit of cinnamon. This gets tossed with the dough. Then we place it in a cake pan and bake it off. By the time we put on a pot of coffee and whip together our 2-ingredient glaze, it's done. And don't even think about grabbing a knife to cut this, because it's designed to be pulled apart one buttery piece at a time. To get the recipe for our pull-apart coffee cake, just head over to our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found a hot from the oven way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Very similar to how I make my monkey bread. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, we're calling cloud interference tonight with mostly cloudy skies. We do have a chance of an isolated storm or two, 90 at kickoff, 82 by halftime, and the rain chances hold on through the weekend and into next week. Hot temperatures ahead before the rain cools us off a little bit.
Cloud interference, I will accept that penalty.
No
No
personal foul weather, though. No, we don't want that.
Boom.
What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, college students heading back to campus this fall will hear familiar guidance about COVID and new warnings about monkeypox. In Health Watch, we're going to look at the ways colleges are preparing for yet another public health emergency. Plus, the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association issues new rules aimed at preventing fights and arguments at games, rules that could even lead to a suspension of the game season. And we take an inside look at a new home for homeless veterans in Independence, Kansas. Hope you join us for those stories. A whole lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dal. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.